Good morning. It's Friday, February 2nd, and today is the day that one of the most famous animals in the world will make a prediction. And that's Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog who predicts the weather for the upcoming year. Now you need to take this seriously, because Phil has been around for over 135 years. And I don't know how many times he's been right or wrong, but he's been around a long time. So those of us who worry about the weather should take Phil very seriously, because he's the world's leading expert on weather predicting. Now, will we know whether Phil gets it right or not? No, it's only a question of time. But many who have done research on Phil's life can tell you how many times he's gotten it right and how many times he's gotten it wrong. Now you know the story. If Phil sees his shadow, then we're in for 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see his shadow, then we will probably get warm weather sooner than later. So this saga has gone on for I don't know how long. I don't know how long Punxsutawney Phil has been a well-known member of our society. But in any event, many people celebrate on February 2nd and it's called Groundhog Day because the groundhog is responsible for predicting the weather. Now, this is not a holiday. It's not a holiday, but it's people look for it. And people really take this seriously. Let's hope that Phil doesn't see his shadow. And that means that we will have an early spring. And I think in the way things have been going lately, we need an early spring. So I'll leave you at that momentarily, and let me tell you some other things that are going on. There's a big meeting going on in Washington, I'm assuming, because members of the Senate Judiciary Committee have relentlessly questioned and criticized the chief executives of 5 big tech companies about the potential harms their products have on teens. Now, I was in tech for over 40 years, and I loved my work, and I think that the younger generation loves their tech also. And I don't think that the members, the CEOs of these major tech firms like Meta and TikTok and Snap and Discourse and X, which was usually known as Twitter, are aiming to do anything harmful to children. But it's a very diverse situation when you're online in tech and you're searching for things. And yes, there are probably things out there that shouldn't fall into the province of teenagers because they don't understand everything. But let's take a hard look at this situation where every child whose parents have a few bucks, all of those kids have mobile phones. So some of this responsibility that the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee are trying to dump on the techies belongs in the lap of the parents of these kids. You're going to give your kid a mobile phone, and he has to have some rules to use it. Not that every child can be watched 24/7. That's impossible. But adults in the family have to be on the alert to make sure that those children that they allow to have the phones are using them correctly and not getting into crazy situations with their phones, falling in love with their phone, right? So you want the tech giants to make social media safer for the youth? I don't care what social media does. I don't care how many checks and balances that they institute to save the minds of the children. It's not going to work because so many things happen in the world that can be affected by the conversations that the youth choose to have them about. So why? Why is this such a big deal? You can't make a set of rules that define every situation for every single person. We have a diverse universe in this country. People of every race, religion, color, background. We have over 50 million people that really can't even to have a phone. They can't afford it. They don't make enough money to have a phone in my mind. But I bet you they do. I bet you they sacrifice a lot to have those phones. And that's a whole other issue. But to make the government, for the government to attempt to make technology the villain in this case is wrong. You can't make social media safer for the youth of this country. Because no matter what you do, the youth of this country is very smart and they will figure out a different way to define what is safe in their universe. So attacking these high-tech companies is not what our Senate Judiciary Committee should be worrying about. There are more important and more dangerous things out there for the people on the Judiciary Committee to be worrying about. Why aren't they worried about all the right-wing MAGA nuts that are running around? Do they bring those people in, those political animals? Have they brought them in? No. They point their fingers in the wrong direction constantly. So why? Why do these big tech people even sit down with these Judiciary Committee people? I guess they have to. Because these people in government are responsible for making laws. And they are liable to do something stupid and outlaw something about high tech that really needs to be in place. So I don't understand why we have this Senate Judiciary Committee examining big tech. Big tech has done wonders for this country. How many people are making a decent or more than a decent living working in tech? Would you rather have your population down in the coal mines? And tech is a very dicey situation anyhow, because once they get rolling, times change and tech moves on. And when tech moves on, there's an uproar in the tech universe. And it affects people's jobs and everything. But having the judiciary, the Senate Judiciary on your case is wrong. 100% wrong. If the Senate Judiciary is so worried, why don't they write a constitution for the users of technology and hold the people responsible for what they're doing? So I'll leave you with that this morning. A big mistake in our government as usual. Have a great day. Bye.